this is a long-awaited video, I guess, because I've been wanting to do this for a while, and it's summer break, so I was like, why not do it right now? And yeah, if you read the title of this video, you probably know what we're getting into today, and I guess we just get into it. And also the video is going to be very short because I don't want to waste your time. You are a 10th grader and you want some tips, and that is kind of what I'm here for, and that is what we'll get into, because I remember this is my experience. Okay, today everything I'll be speaking about is what I wish I did, what I did do, and what I wish I did also, like together, so that you can have like the best experience, I guess. And I remember going on YouTube, literally all I would search was, okay, how to score 90.95, because I was already an okay doing student, right? So it was like, what's so special about boards that I have to really grind? Because obviously it's the time where everybody grinds. And I will be giving you some my tips are also very like straight to the point, like something specific. Like I have some tips about how to study social, how to do science, etc. Because I feel like on YouTube you only see general tips, like don't just study, like I don't know how to put it, but it's not like a together thing. And I want like a more specific one, because each subject is different and the way you handle the subjects also has to be different, and I feel like that's where most people mess up, so that's what I'll be helping you with. And quick tip, by the way, I'm not Indian, and this is Cbse, a super Indian curriculum, yet I scored like pretty high marks, I guess. I mean, this is my score for reference if you want it. I think it's decent. I guess it's to show that, like, I don't know how many international kids take the Cbse exams, but if you are there, please don't lose hope, because it is so possible. All exams are the same, and just because this is a board exam does not mean you like gotta have some extra Indian knowledge or something. But yeah, I hope you guys trust me on this, because like I don't know what more proof I can give other than my results. Like, please, I think that's enough proof. So let's get back to the video. Before I waste any of your time, because I promise this will be a short video, but I don't think it's gonna be, because half the time I'm just speaking about my life. But oh yeah, yesterday was Rakhi Raksha Bandhan, so happy Raksha Bandhan to whoever celebrated it, and let's get going. So I have like a bunch of tips like that I wrote. I start with something specific. Okay, by now it's August, so most of you are in your half yearlies or whatever it is. I'm pretty sure teachers are all screaming at you and being like, boards are coming up, it's the most important thing of your life, 10th grade is the craziest thing, study, grind. Which I'm not gonna say they're completely like BSing or anything, that's super true, but are they telling you how exactly to do it? Number one, social science. There's two sets of people who can never ace social science no matter how hard they're grinding, because something isn't right at some time. Some people who can easily do social science because it's all about writing, and they really know how to write, so a teacher likes it, right? So it really matters how you're framing everything and how you study the subject. Now, when I take that subject's name, the first thing people think of is, oh, you have to memorize it all. You open the book and you read a line and you memorize it in your brain, because that's how you write the question answers. Unfortunately, not. Number one, you've heard this a lot, I'm sure, but it's about concept, is it not? Because you're writing an answer, right? And I think it also depends on teachers, I will admit. If your teacher is one who's like, write what the book says, I need it word to word, I need this, that, then I'm sorry. Like, unfortunately, you do not have the best educator. But most teachers, I think, Cbse is just happy with keywords. And that's probably what your teachers also emphasize on. Put some keywords, underline it, they'll be happy. Now, some people will be like, how do I memorize these keywords? You don't have to memorize it if you literally know the concept or the story. Like, for me, keywords and memorizing never went together, because I always had my own keywords, and whatever those keywords were, they fit with what Cbse had. So we had that understanding, I guess. So it's never about learning, memorizing these keywords. Do not focus on that. And here's what I studied, how I studied social science. So you probably have your normal exams, right? You had your first term or your midterm. If it's happening right now, too late, but it's not too late. Make notes. I can't stress this enough. In a subject like social science, you have your NCERT book, right? It's there, but when you write, people always say this, when you write it goes in your head, and they aren't lying. Like, why would they lie about that? So if you're studying for your first term itself, don't care, take out a piece of paper, write, but also note making has a particular structure. I see a lot of people straight up write lines from the book because they want to memorize that book. That's where you go wrong, and that is where you're purely wasting your time. Just because I follow a particular noting structure doesn't mean you have to be there, so it's fine. But here's how I do it. Right, so how do I make my notes? A phrase, everything you understand, by the way, whatever you yourself are understanding, put that only. No extra words. Don't go to ChatGPT and like copy paste some insane vocabulary that you don't understand. Put a phrase, 5 points, maximum 5 points on a topic. Like, let's talk of history, I guess. Causes of the World War I in India, the outcomes, etc. 5, because guess what? At the end of the day in a boards, what can they ask in question answers? List 5 points, list the ways, and they won't say it directly, but at the end of the day, you're listing points. That's how you get the marks. So if you're already making notes and points, and you're keeping the notes precise, and in a way you understand it, what is there to memorize? What is there super insane? Like, there's nothing like that. A big phrase, number 1. A keyword that you're defining later on. Like if the India's World War I, right? So the political outcomes was one, like instability. So right, political situation, colon, and then a point. A very brief point, by the way, not the exact one from the book. You read that book, whatever you get from that line, you put that down. Do that for literally whatever subject you don't get, because it makes it so much easier. And then this is what you do. Anytime you have another exam, like let's say for first term or midterm, you do this. If you have a pre-board or like a third term for some reason, you're going to refer to these notes because they're going to be that precise and that helpful, and that's all they can ask all the questions from. The only time you do, like even boards actually, you're going to not trust me on this and you'll be like, for boards I have to study, I have to memorize the book. No, refer to the same notes for boards and only open the book for pictures. So main takeaway from social, write easy words, go through that book for just pictures and did you knows and that little source stuff. That's it. Number 2, science. I'll get straight to the point. NCERT experiments suck. You probably know that by now. Like you're reading chemistry and you're like, I want to know the outcome. It makes you know, like understand the outcome on your own. And yes, some people have extra experiment books or whatever. Good for you. Some people don't. I want to tell you, by the way, I gave my boards without any of these extra NCERT exemplar solution books, specific like all-in-one reference books, nothing. I had YouTube and I had my NCERT book, and that's how I gave it. Goes to show that you really don't need much. And this is what I did for my activity thing. So it would always be confusing, right? And you'd have to Google something up. Create an activity notebook. Very simple one. Some are easy. Some are like mixing MG with O2 creates that flame stuff. That you probably don't have to write it. If you wanna, you can. Please feel free to. But whatever experiment is confusing, write it. Draw one neat diagram. It can be different from the book. They still give you marks, by the way. If it's labeled properly, they will have to give you marks. So make your own diagram that you understand and the same one you can draw in the exam. Label it. Write the following things, and then write the label it properly. Process, and then outcomes, solution. Write one equation for it. That's kind of it. Make all the experiments like that. From biochem to physics, all of that. That's it. And that's all I'm gonna say for science. I know science is confusing, and for science, all I'm gonna say is use Google whenever you feel weirded out. Like in physics, you read a particular line and you're like, what is going on? Put it on Google immediately and understand the concept before it's too late and you don't understand it in the exam. Literally, the internet is your savior. It's there for that. Plus AI is there. Put it on AI, it'll give you like a perfect explanation of it. It's that easy. Don't be scared to use it. Diagrams for bio, study it. Literally, draw one, label it, and study it. I think you know how to do that part. Number 3, past papers or sample papers. So basically, you've also heard this a lot. All these points you've heard a lot, okay? I'm sorry, but these are exactly what help people out. So rather than the Cbse sample paper, which is obviously useful because it's for this year, like I don't know if they released the 2025 to 26 one, but please go check that out. Maybe it was released. Go through that. But apart from that, the past papers that Cbse already has on their websites are available. Grind on that. A month before boards, you're going to be having to be able to do it well, like timed within 3 hours you're able to recheck, you're about to write everything, you're about to make it neat. Everything should be able to be done, and that can only happen if you time yourself and solve such papers. Sometimes, however, like for example social, my batch got screwed in social this year because the past papers were the easiest things in the world, and we got some insane MCQs where I lost most of my marks. So definitely Cbse won't earn enough anymore. You're gonna have to go through all the other ones, the advanced ones, like Nodia is one that my teachers introduced me to. The science questions they had were insane, but they're good practice. Next up is a pretty short point, but YouTube videos. Next Toppers, that's probably a name everyone has heard of, and for the right reasons. They're honestly teaching is awesome. Here's the thing though, the number of students I've seen heavily dependent on just YouTube videos to a point where they don't even look at their book. Like, I know my previous point was like during the exams don't look at your book and look at your notes, but those notes come from the specific stuff of the book, and the book has pictures that I told you to go through. Sometimes YouTube, okay, for weak students who cannot focus and read the book, sitting there and watching somebody explain that book in a fun way is great. Honestly, recommend all of you to do it. However, if you're aiming for a little bit of that higher tier of marks, YouTube is not enough. Like, it's kind of not. You will have to do your own studies, and best way to do that, read the NCERT book. It's given to you. That's the base foundation. It's there for a reason, so please read it. And yeah, if I find any other good YouTubes that you can use, like Science and Fun is also pretty good for math and science, right? So you can look at all of that, but after that, solve your own questions, okay? Practicing questions without looking at the answer is the #1 thing, guys. Like, before you do anything, after you study, immediately pull out a paper and start practicing it. Nothing else to say about that. That's it. Very important. Next point is something that I myself am guilty of, but like, and also a point I've heard a couple of times from people and still I didn't listen to it, but like, please listen. Okay, spaced repetition. If you guys don't know what it is, you probably know it, you just don't know the word about it. You study a particular topic, a tiny amount of it, and then you leave a little day gap, and then you read the subject again. Like bio, let's say the digestive system, you study that one day, that's pretty small, right? Then the other day, or skip a day and you study the other topic, or revise the digestive system again. Here's the thing, most people, they're gonna study the entire bio one day. What's staying in your brain after that? Nothing. When you do spaced repetition with small parts, the number of people who go home and grind for 6 hours after school, okay, salute to you for having that much effort, but honestly, is it worth it when you're gonna forget it all? Study one tiny topic at a point, and I cannot emphasize that enough. Please, little by little, rest, study, day after tomorrow, the next day, whatever, you're going to go through that again, and it'll definitely help you. So please do that. And sometimes people might think, oh, but mugging works. Like, right before the exam, I always mug and it works. Guess what? You gotta mug it up again. And is boards a good time to risk all that mugging up skill? I risked it, and my marks could have definitely performed better, and I don't want you to feel the same regret I did. So please, don't get overconfident and do the proper studying before it's too late. Time before boards is simply for solving questions. No time to open that book and mug it all up again. You're just gonna waste your time. Since I promised it to be a pretty short video, that's all I'm gonna give you guys, and I think that's more than enough for like the stage that you are at. Should I give you points for like each subject quickly? Math, solve questions. I'm leaving it right there. NCERT questions are there for a reason. Solve it all. Don't, when you open a YouTube lecture and you're staring at that teacher beautifully write a question, do not stare back thinking, oh, I got this in my brain. Pen, paper, write. Please, it's maths. You gotta solve it, because the number of calculation mistakes happen when you don't solve it is insane, and that's where I'm losing my marks. So yeah, English is low-key, like, I don't want to be mean, but English low-key, read the chapter, get the concept, write it beautifully. It's Cbse, so they're not strict about English. You gotta give them keywords, which I know does not make sense for a subject like English, but give them what they want. And is that it? Language, I don't know what language you guys are taking. I took Japanese. Easy one for whoever took it, they know. But yeah, And to finish it all up, one last point. This isn't your everything. Everybody ends their video with that point. And I always used to laugh because I was like, then why am I hearing people say it is my everything on one side and people saying it doesn't matter on the other side? Here's the thing. Obviously teachers want you to score good, don't they? It's their reputation on the line, so they're gonna scare the hell out of you so that you grind, because it's as if your life matters or on it. Matters? Your life matters, okay? It's like your life depends on it when it really doesn't. So what I'm gonna say is, this is what I experienced. We had our 10th grade thing, we got our results. So many of us got 90 plus. Cbse is kind of with that. We all lined up, we felt cool, whoever did it. Some of us felt sad because we knew we could have done better. The topper got their little praise, whatever, for a while. Next we moved to 11th grade. In 11th, not a single person keeps on reminding us of what happened in that 10th grade board. It's as if everybody has completely forgotten about it. Some people might still hang on to that hope of like happiness because they did good, and that's great. But everybody forgets because the moment you enter it, the syllabus kills you already. With math on this side, physics on the other, and there's like an insane amount of stuff to do. Nobody has time to talk about 10th grade. Teachers have a new dialogue, which is 11th and 12th is your everything. 11th is your baseline for 12. You better grind. And then we laugh because they said the same thing for 10th. So please guys, if you have parents who are giving you insane amount of pressure and stress for this, I don't know what to say, but like, of course give it your best. I'm not saying don't put any effort, do it, but don't risk sleep, food, etc. on this. Even if I was a 10th grader at a point, I didn't just go home and study all day. In fact, I hardly studied, and nobody's gonna believe me when I say that, but I hardly did. I played basketball, I played every day, I went every morning. So all those people who do the morning study sessions, I didn't even do that at all because I was busy going to the practice. And sleep, 8 hours is your minimum. People staying up till 3 a.m. grinding, you're gonna forget it all the next day for exams. I should make another one for like what to do the day before the exam, because that's also super important. But that's all I'm gonna say. Coming from someone who just had that experience, this isn't your everything. Please stop taking enough stress because you're like a 15-year-old, 16, whatever. And yeah, those were my tips, and they're kind of lame tips, but I don't care because they will genuinely help you if you follow it the right way. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me in the comments or Instagram. I'll put that somewhere here. And yeah, that's kind of it, guys. Hope these tips help. I really want you to try it out. If it doesn't work for you, it should work for you, come on. But thank you for watching, and my little bear will say bye bye. See you guys in the next video.